theory actually provides an answer on how to get anybody who is a rational actor to cooperate with you, including people that are evil or genuinely morally bankrupt. For all my Zero Escape fans, yes, it is time to talk about the prisoner's dilemma. If you don't already know, the prisoner's dilemma is a game theory model that represents a lot of the decision-making people need to make in day-to-day life. It goes like this. There are two co-conspirators that get arrested for the same crime and put in separate cells. The police interrogate them individually. Both prisoners are told that if neither rats each other out, they will be given reduced sentences, so a low-level sentence, maybe something like 2 years. If, however, one of them tattletales and the other one keeps silent, the person who stayed silent is going to get an extensive sentence of 10 years. And in the event that they both rat on each other at the same time, they get medium-length sentences like 5 years each. Now, with just this one round of gameplay, it makes the most sense if you're a self-interested person to defect from your co-conspirator. But the prisoner's dilemma usually falls short as a real-life analogy because it's only one round and we all exist in a social space where we interact with each other again and again. A very smart researcher by the name of Robert Axelrod ran a study using a computer program that would run the prisoner's dilemma up to 200 times with all these different competing strategies about whether to defect or not. And what they found actually ended up surprising a bulk majority of the game theory community and the political scientists that were connected to it. Without fail, the most effective strategy was a very simple one that goes by the name tit for tat. Tit for tat would start by cooperating regardless of what the other player's strategy was. In the event the other player did defect from them, they would defect back in the next round immediately as retaliation. And most importantly, when tit for tat's opponents stopped defecting and moved to a more cooperative strategy, tit for tat would forgive them and cooperate again. People were really surprised because there was a camp of folks that were saying that there should be more strategy and manipulation involved in winning. There was another group of folks that were saying you should be turning the other cheek, being peaceful and cooperating as much as possible. But the truth is not that simple, and it's somewhere in between. Through Professor Axelrod's studies, we learned that there are 3 main traits of what makes tit for tat so successful. For one thing, they start with cooperation. They do not defect immediately. The second aspect is that tit for tat forgives defection strategies as long as the opponent comes back to cooperation. The third and most important aspect is that tit for tat retaliates immediately when defected against. Now, why am I bringing up a 1980s computer study program thing in relation to modern American democracy? I think we all know at this point that the people involved in our federal government in the modern day are self-interested and are not representing US citizens. What we have are 2 self-interested parties playing an extended game of the prisoner's dilemma over and over and over again. The US citizens that are involved in this are certainly cooperating with the US government and being very forgiving of the circumstances that they find themselves in. But the one thing you will not notice is swift retaliation against slight. Let's throw away the magic circle and the social contract analogy for a sec. If your opponent in the extended game of the prisoner's dilemma is defecting against you over and over, you are supposed to defect to defend yourself. All of the smoke and mirrors and American mythos and the belief that politics only exist electorally results in people forgetting the options that are available to them that don't involve turning the other cheek. Right now, US citizens are using too forgiving of a strategy in the prisoner's dilemma game that we're all stuck inside of, and it's resulting in manipulative strategies succeeding and coming out on top. But even the most manipulative and nasty and evil sadistic strategies that people came up with in this experiment could not trump tit for tat. I really understand and relate to why this commenter feels the way that they do because things feel very hopeless right now. But I want people to remember that that hopelessness is pushed upon you and is not actually the reality of the situation that we're in.